Hey, everybody, it's Carl's from Immortals Inc. Podcast. I got Mike over here on the mic again.
Yes. Double mics.
Hey,
Hey.
you know who Kurt Russell is?
I do now. Actually, I did for a while.
Okay. He's been in some Star Wars.
And
and
Marvel movies.
Marvel movies, not Star Wars.
Yeah.
I was about to say,
He wasn't in any Star Wars, yeah.
I feel that if I had to look like somebody, I would want to look like Kurt Russell.
Who was his wife?
I think his wife's Goldie Hawn.
Yeah, thought
Yeah.
so. Was she like an 80s fling too? Was she
No, they've been married like their whole life.
is she an actress or is
He's
she
actually pretty solid guy. He's married that whole time. I think. I don't know. I don't really pay attention.
not until TMZ gets a hold of this
I know,
interview.
right? It makes me crazy. Anyway, today we're going to talk about some factual board game of Escape from New York. It's not factual. I'm just playing.
This is complete
Although crime is a little rough in New York at the time of this filming. I think some of it's on fire, right? I mean, right?
fiction. You know better than I
I
would.
do. I pay attention more. And there's a lot of upheaval. So anyway, Escape from New York. You seen this movie?
I did.
Did you? Did you like this movie?
I did like the movie.
I liked it. It has Kurt Russell, Adrian Barbeau. Who's that guy from? He's famous from the Halloween movies. Very classical actor. He's in a lot of horror movie stuff.
Oh. Forgot his name
He was
too.
just in Columbo. I was making you watch.
I
I
forgot
can't think of his name. You're going to put the screen name down here. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And then the cabbie guy. Oh, Ernest Borgnine, I think the guy's name is. I don't know why I pulled that out of. I don't know.
Was that the gangster dude who comes in the
No.
Cadillac with the chandeliers on it?
No, I can't remember that guy's name. But he's like, A number one. So anyway, if you've never seen the movie, it's worth watching.
It is.
It holds up pretty good. It's
But you're just like, what is this the
Yeah.
whole time?
yeah, it is. It holds up pretty good. Don't watch the second one, Escape from Los Angeles.
Yeah, I'm
I didn't
not.
care for
I don't
that.
plan on it.
Escape from New York is pretty good. It's John Carpenter, so I like all his movies. He's like very good horror movie. But anyway, Escape from New York is based in the future of, I think it's like this year or something funny.
Yeah,
It literally is.
it's like right now.
The movie came out in 81, and I think it's set like now. Like literally, this is set now. And New York is just a giant prison. They wall it all off. It's just one big prison. You just everybody into prison. The premise of the movie is that the president was flying over, and his jet had problems, and he had to eject, and he ejected right in the middle of New York. So they get this guy named Snake Plissken, which is the my hero, Snake Plissken. This like
Halloween inspiration.
but he's like a tough guy, criminal tough guy. Bring him in, the typical story of, hey, bring in a tough guy, go in New York, bring back the president, you'll be, cleared of all your crimes and all that nonsense. Well, he goes in, and it's just one adventure after another. I don't want to spoil the movie. You haven't seen it by now, go see it. It's worth it. But
I think you can watch it on like Tubi or something like
yeah,
that.
it's like free, but it's good. It's good. It's good. It's got Adrian Barbeau in it. So
A lot of John Carpenter's movies are on Tubi for free.
yeah. Well, they're older, but they're just good stuff.
I mean,
if you want to look back.
I feel like they should still
It
cost money.
holds up pretty good.
They
There's
still-
no like
they
there's
hold
not,
up.
It's not like sci-fi where it's got bad graphics or something.
No, like
it's
it holds up for
just
80s.
guns and guys and gals and violence. So I don't know what else you need, right?
Yeah, what was the one with Roddy Piper? What was that one?
Oh, They Live.
They Live.
Yeah,
like I saw. That's my
that
second.
holds up pretty good too.
Yeah,
Anything with practical effects, I think, holds up pretty good.
yeah. Like what you showed me the other day, that the killer bunny.
Oh, Monty Python.
Monty
We'll have to do a whole thing about Monty Python. So, like see, and even getting past that, it's fun, like sharing this stuff with you, because you're like, dude, this stuff's funny. And it's funny to this day. It's like it's good to this day.
It is funny.
The new stuff to me is, there's a few things here and there, but they always like have some roots in something that's good. Like this has roots in something that's good, and it all goes back. You just you build on it. Anyway, let's get to the board game. We all veered off on that Escape from New York. The board game, wow, I played it with Pedro. So mind you, I like the movie. I like the characters. I like the it's scene, and it holds true to the movie. So it even has the photos of the the real actresses and actors in there, and
So it's licensed fully.
yeah, it's fully licensed. So from Studio Canal. So the board game comes with this huge, beautiful map of New York, and basically it's almost like a tile flip. There's a lot of setup to it, so you have to pay attention. Like Pedro and I, Pedro and I were playing this, and our eyes were rolling in the back of our head because there's a lot of setup. So don't let that turn you off, because once you get it set up, you're all right. But basically, you pick one of 4 characters that you can play, and you start off in the library, which is the center of New York. In the board game, I don't know if it's factual, but it's in the center of New York. And then what you do is you branch out and you start searching. You're looking for the president. You're looking for the president at a tape. The tape supposedly has this, solves the energy world crisis or something. It's like a cassette tape, for those that know what that is. And you have to get the president and get out. And then you have to collect, the president, the tape. And then you have to have like the diagram to get off the bridges, because they're all mined and trapped and everything like that. And once you collect those 3 things, you can get off the map and, as a team or as an individual, and win the game. There's a team win, there's a team win where you just get out with the president and everything else like that. There's also a individual win, because each character gets what would be called like their personal goals, like a personal win. So like you could win as a team, but if you do these couple things, you win as an individual. Like you were able to escape New York, or you were able to get where you need to be, and do it. So like it kind of builds on that. You could turn on each other at any time, which is the movie. If you watch the movie, it gives there's that whole, everybody turns on each other, just because. They have the main villains in it too, which is like Mr. Big, A1 Mr. Big, it's a classic guy. He's got the giant Cadillac, and he's got the big chandeliers on the front.
The whole time you're like, what's going on? The whole movie, you're just like, what is going on?
It's a great movie, man.
You're like, how'd they come up with this? Like, chandeliers on. He's going like 5 miles an hour, just
just cruising,
cruising. Nothing to do, just cruise. Where does he get gas?
That's the other. It's kind of like in the back of the movie. If you look in the back, there's a lot. It's a whole system. Like that's why the one character, his name's Brain. I can't remember who the actor is, but that's the only reason he's alive, is because he knows how to get gas. I think even in so now that you say that, even in the movie, I think in the library there you could see an oil well.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's he can make gas, so he's he's just a genius.
Obviously territorial resources.
Yeah. And so you kind of run around, and it's very fast paced and deadly, the game, because you can drive, you can get like cabbie, or you can find a car or whatever, and then a lot of, when you flip over the tiles, it'll tell you if you have like the convicts or the gangsters or whatever on there, and then it'll say if roads are blocked, and you can put up little blocks, and then you can't drive through, and it all interconnects. And then you can even go to the Central Park, which the big forest area, and then there's the thing where you can get a glider. At the point of the movie, we can get a glider, but at one point, that's how the cards are played, because every turn you play, you flip some cards, and different cards get flipped, different mean things. Like say that there's also a timer, because you're on a timer when you're in the movie. The Snake has a 24-hour detonation bomb in his neck or something like that, and that's represented by the timer on the game board. There's a New York board, which if you make noise like shooting, everything like that, it moves up the noise. And once you get to the noise, it causes different events to happen, like more people show up, you draw attention to yourself. It's just a lot going on. But we played it the first time, and we kind of messed it up a little bit. Like there's like, what is this, or why is this even here? So then once we played it through, and it was like, okay, this makes sense. Once we got it moving, it was easy. You just do this. The board and the card tells you what to do. And it's like kind of like a deck building, because you also start your hand with like a whole set of like Snake Plissken cards. And every time you use one, these are kind of your hit points. So you can use them, and you get rid of them as you go. And if you get to 0, you die, or you're out of the game. I can't remember the exact term they used.
Detonator blows up.
Yeah, or something everywhere. Like that. But you can advance the clock, and then you can scoop the cards up. And I mean, everybody can do that, but once you start doing that, the clock starts ticking really fast. And then it causes, the clock ticking causes other problems, And I cannot remember that actor's name. He's in Halloween. He's in like a lot of horror movies. Man, what is that guy's name? Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. Put his name down here. It's making me crazy. And he's, he was the president in the movie, so he survives or he dies. It's one of those, those can all happen. So it's like it affects your victory. if he dies, maybe you need to get the tape because that's what they want, and then you make it to the wall and you get out. There's even a point where you can. I even like they put little details in there, like you can get away on a raft. But in the movie, remember those guys try to get away on a raft and they just gunned everybody down.
Done.
Yeah, it's like they put a lot of work into this, and they made it so it was a lot of details from the movie, and it plays as a game. So I would suggest it. If you like it, and obviously if you don't know the movie or the background, you're kind of be like, what is all this? Why? It'd be harder to understand. But if you're a fan of the movie or you like the movie, you go watch the movie and you're like, I like that. You should play this board game. It's pretty good. I mean, you would like this just because you'd be like, oh, you would associate it with the movie and the story in the background. But I like it. It's all the pieces are the only problem I had was some of the pieces color, like the wooden chits, they have like dowel rods and what do they call them, meeples. Some of them were different color than what they portrayed in the instructions, which was kind of threw us off for a minute, but we figured it out. It's not a big deal. I mean, it's $60 for a board game. It's not that bad.
No,
nowadays.
Especially now with board games being $100 plus on average.
And you get a lot. Everything is quality. It's all. The card print is good. It's not cheapy or folder. Or even the boxes. And the board is really nice, big board and everything. So, but if you want to play Escape from New York and you want to give it a try, definitely not for beginners though. I would not say that for beginners. So what do you think? You ready? You ready to get on the old Escape from New York?
Well, I am a beginner to board games, but I feel like I could go through this, especially if you set it up, not me.
I know, right? Quite a setup. All right, guys, if you like what you saw, you like what you heard, give us a like, give us a subscribe. We're approaching 2,000.
Yeah, thank you all for the support.
Man,
means
if
a
we
lot.
could, I'd like to see that.
Just that one button press means a lot, more than you know.
Yeah, I think we're a couple, maybe less than 200, maybe right around 200 away from 2,000.
There. Yeah, we're itching up. So
go ahead. If you're listening to us, subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. If you got money you don't know what to do with and you want to support us, give us join us.
It's right below in the description. You can just click the link. It'll take you right there to our 3 tiers, and you get all the benefits that a normal peasant wouldn't get.
Whoa.
I was using his words. I've been hanging around Carlos too much.
I'm very. All right, guys. I'll see you later.